You want to lose a stone? Well, here's the exact 3 steps to drop an X off your shirt size. Distilled from exactly what I've learned helping guys like these since 2022. You've heard about you get 80% of the results from 20% of the effort, right? Well, this is the exact 20% that pays off higher than that dodgy Bitcoin investment your mate told you about. And if you're the kind of guy who'd rather read than watch, or you just want the steps laid out without my lovely face getting in the way, you can grab the free cheat sheet from the link below. And look, this is all for guys who are more average Joes than White Goodman. Once upon a time, I was fat. Not the biggest loser contestant fat, just fat enough to never want to take my shirt off in public whilst still being okay enough to convince myself that I wasn't that bad. Every day I'd see the shredded rigs on social media and think, of course I don't look like them, we're barely from the same planet. Until one day I saw a CrossFit girl and I finally had to question, am I in worse nick than I've been telling myself? So I did something about it. I lost a few stone, figured out what works and ditched all the rest. And this is the exact stuff I wish I'd known before spending years spinning my wheels like on Mario Kart. Most online fitness programs have 2 major problems. Time. We're busy with work, family, the commute. We don't have hours spare for fitness. Trust. We've been burnt so many times by failed fat loss attempts in the past. We're suspicious whenever anyone says fat loss is easy after we've struggled so much. And speaking of trust issues, here's how to lose a stone in 24 hours. Oh fucking hell, we're supposed to be coming across as trustworthy here. Who wrote this script? What I mean is 4 hours of effort per week for 6 weeks for a total of 24 hours. And this is the essential 20% of effort that actually moves the number on the scale, not the 80% that leaves you feeling drained and like you're destined to be a Giacomo customer for the rest of your life. The gym is overrated for burning belly fat. There's 168 hours in a week and you're awake for maybe 115 of them. Even if you can manage 3 gym sessions a week for 1 hour each, that's less than 3% of your time spent awake. So do you honestly think your body's going to transform into Chris Hemsworth's because you added an extra session on the pec deck? Instead, let's take those 4 hours a week and work them as efficiently as possible for 6 weeks to drop a stone. We'll use the gym strategically. Not to burn calories, but to protect the muscle you've already got while we drop the flab. I've tried every workout plan under the sun, from push-pull legs to CrossFit WODs that left me in a puddle of sweat on the floor. But the routine I always fall back on when I'm busy and pressed for time is 2 full body workouts per week. Not 6, not whenever you feel motivated. 2. Locked in your calendar like your weekly Teams catch-ups. At 45 minutes each, they don't take too long and they exercise every part of your body. So you can drop fat faster than Wilder dropped Fury. Focus on the bigger parts of your body, your chest, your back, your legs, and yeah, add a few bicep curls at the end because we both know that's the only fun part of the workout really, isn't it? That's really weird. Big compound lifts are great, but honestly, don't stress too much about the exact movements you use because weights don't burn that many calories anyway, especially compared with not eating them in the first place. But that leads us on to the next and most important part of this whole spiel. Look, this isn't Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares, but is anyone else sick of seeing high protein recipes all over social media? We already know protein's good for us, we just can't be asked to cook it 7 days a week. Because of that, here's how I cook 7 meals in the time it takes to watch an episode of Friends. Step 1, bang a whole chicken in the oven, that's it. Don't even look at it for 90 minutes. Now, look, I don't want to hear, but that's not 30 minutes. You said it'd be 30 minutes, but that's 90 minutes. Mate, you've been cooking for 30 minutes. For the other hour, the oven's just been doing all the work. So that complaint is not valid. While that's roasting, I boil 525 grams of pasta, which is 1 portion a day for the next 7 days. Then I chuck on some veggies to bulk up my portions so I feel nice and full and not wanting to snack. Once everything's cooked, I break up the chicken, portion out the pasta and veg, and voila! Quick squirt of sriracha on top, and I've got 7 meals made in no time at all. You might not believe this, but once I thought running was essential to burn belly fat. Every time I'd catch my reflection at a bad angle in the mirror and decide it was finally time to do something about the gut, I'd dig out the old running trainers, as if they were some sort of magical fat loss talisman. Then I'd quickly be reminded that my ankles, knees and hips are made of chocolate, and if I keep going for runs, my legs are going to literally, figuratively, fall apart like a badly assembled wardrobe from IKEA. Because of that, I stopped running and do two things instead. Taking longer walks on my lunch break, which is a perfect time to catch up on the boxing news from the weekend, and I bolt on some cross trainer time at the end of my gym workouts. We've got 24 minutes a day, Monday to Friday, to round out the 4 hours of work per week, which means 2 hours a week of extra fat burning without a single spin class. Once upon a time, when I wanted to drop a few pounds, I'd start to copy guys like this, which included OCD shit like counting out individual grains of rice, until I realised that going from average bloke with a bit of a belly to visible abs doesn't require your week to look like a David Goggins training diary. Because of this realisation that I really needed a realistic system that I could stick to for more than a week, I developed my Fat Loss for Blokes Who Can't Be Asked to Count Calories system. Yes, I know, it's a terrific title, which you can grab via the link below. Because if all the usual fat loss advice actually worked, why is everyone in your office still fat? I think it's because everyone's blindly following the same old advice without adjusting it. So we end up copying systems designed for bodybuilders and Instagram influencers, instead of guys whose next big birthday is 40, who are stressed up to the eyeballs and who just want to see their dick again in the shower. Imagine not having to choose which shirt to wear based on which one hides your stomach best. Not because you became obsessed with fitness and gave up every part of your life that you actually enjoy, but because you finally found a system flexible enough to cope with the stresses and strains of your life, as well as robust enough to push your body to burn through its belly fat deposits. So if you want my guide that lays all of this out without forcing you to become some sort of bodybuilder, hit the link below. And if you want to know why I think calorie deficit is the biggest scam since PPI, you want to check out my other video, which is somewhere on screen. You don't need a brand new lifestyle. You just need a slightly different way of living the life you've already got. I've been Ian Dowie, the online PT, not the old palace manager, and thanks for watching.